Yo, what's going on, guys? Dubobs here. Welcome back to a brand new video. We now have the official Season 2 patch notes. So this is all the changes coming to the actual game, not the balance updates to the heroes like buffs and nerfs. And this will feature, well, there's a lot of new features, some game optimization features, tournament updates, general updates, bug fixes, rank changes, everything we need to know. So let's see what they break down for us in this. So first of all, we trust you've received your exclusive invitation to the Hellfire Gala. Let's take a look at the thrilling new content. So heroes and costumes, Emma Frost is coming to the game and she gets her X Revolution and Blue Sapphire skins at release. We've seen all of that. I'm sure you've seen that plenty of times. So for maps and modes, the new domination map, the Hellfire Gala Krakoa. The map rotation, Hellfire Gala Krakoa will enter the competitive pool, while Ixgard Royal Palace and Tokyo 2099 Shin Shibuya will be retired from ranked play. Tournament maps will align with the competitive mode, while quick match and custom games will still feature all maps without rotation. So if you're going to be playing ranked, you're not going to have the Ixgard Royal Palace, which is the domination variant, or the Tokyo 2099 Shin Shibuya map, which is the hybrid map variant. And they've optimized the settlement logic for substitute players in quick match battles. Victories will count normally, while losses will not affect combat history or scoreboard. So this means if you are substituted into a quick play match, so if you join a game that's already halfway underway, and of course it's probably a losing battle, then if you do lose, this will not affect your combat history and will not give you a lower, essentially quick play skill rating, if that makes sense. But if you win, it will count normally, which is nice because it definitely sucks being put into a last minute game and then that affecting your future games. For the Battle Pass and Season event. So unlock a dazzling new Battle Pass featuring 10 brand new sets of heroic costumes. We've already seen that. The season event, Cerebro Database, has officially launched. Participate to earn the free Mantis Flora Maiden costume. So this is the in-game lore event where every week there should be a set of new challenges, and that will then give you this skin as a final reward, along with plenty of other rewards along the way, like currency and gallery cards and things like that. This season also brings exclusive bonus seasonal rewards. So, to get the free Scarlet Witch Chaos Gown, you just have to complete 9 matches to receive the skin. So it looks like this won't be set each day. You can just complete 9 games as soon as the season drops and you'll get the skin. And after 3 games, you'll get the banner frame. There's also the new Twitch Drops event. So this event will give players the Namor Will of Galacta costume, nameplate, spray, and emote. Stay tuned for further details. And the mission system has been revamped. So now they've added new weekly missions and rewards, and the balance of daily and challenge missions has been adjusted while maintaining the overall chrono token distribution. The proportion of hero-specific missions has also been reduced. Okay, so you'll now get more missions that you can complete on any hero. Honestly, I kind of preferred it when you had a certain mission for a specific hero because it made you play heroes that you don't normally play. But either way, they've reduced the proportion of those, so it'll be much easier to sort of batch complete the challenges. And there's now going to be new weekly missions. So if you're not someone who can play every single day to do those daily missions, the weekly missions should give you a better source of these chrono tokens, and it should be easier to get them with doing the challenge missions and the weekly missions if you miss a few days. And you'll still be able to complete the Battle Pass easily by doing that. For ranked, the ranked reset, based on your final Season 1.5 rank, you'll be demoted 9 divisions. So if you ended Season 1.5 at Diamond 1, your Season 2 journey begins at Silver 1. There's also new ranked rewards. The dazzling new costume for reaching gold is Emma Frost Golden Diamond, which we can see this image here, along with new crests of honor for Grandmaster, Celestial, Eternity, and Top 500. The minimum level required for new players to join competitive has been adjusted to 15. Now, if you'd previously completed at least 1 valid competitive match, you can still join competitive in Season 2, even if you're below level 15, but it just means less lower level players in ranked, which will be nice. Also, the hero band system will now come into play starting from Gold 3, rather than Diamond tier. So most of us now are going to be able to use the hero ban system, which I think is an overall good thing because it adds a new element to the game. Now, when a team includes players from Eternity or One Above All, only solo or duo queuing will be allowed. So for the top ranked players, they won't be able to 6-stack. They can only solo or duo queuing, which is interesting. I'm sure that doesn't affect many of you guys though. Currently, the score you earn per competitive match is determined by both the outcome and your individual performance. After Season 2 launches, they'll be increasing the weight of individual performance. The better you perform, the more points you earn, and the fewer points you will lose in defeat. So overall, your skill will matter more. I think they're honestly tweaking competitive to be a lot better. I think we will definitely notice these changes. It won't just be a slogfest of grinding rank forever and then you'll be the top rank. You'll actually have to play well, and that will definitely determine how you move up and down the ranks. For tournaments, they're updating the tournaments. The second season of the Marvel Rivals Championship is here. The champion, runner-up, and third place nameplates have been upgraded to dynamic designs, showcasing your hard-earned glory. This season features adjusted rank requirements and a revised sign-up phase. For all details, please refer to Marvel Rivals Championship rules. The global tournament regions have been enhanced as well. In North America, Europe, and Asia have now transformed into Americas, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and the Pacific region. So a more specific range of regions for tournaments. There's also a new faction search function that's been added to the knockout stage. The tournament overview page has been revamped. Players can now quickly access core tournament information in a visually engaging manner, with detailed explanations of each process and specific rules for advancements and eliminations in various tournament formats. They're also introducing a new custom feature for the Marvel Rivals Championship nameplate emblem. Players with the championship emblem can now customize its display in Career Customize. That's pretty nice if you are someone who has some of those. A new tournament room option has been introduced in Custom Game, featuring additional tournament-related functionalities. In Custom Game Tournament Room, they've added a pause function. The room host and authorized players can now initiate a game pause. And in Custom Game Tournament Room, an away feature has been added so that non-host players can set their status to away, making it visible to others in the room. So now if you want to play custom tournaments with you and your friends, or if, creators want to host tournaments, it's now going to run even smoother. They've also done an update to factions. They've introduced the all-new faction recruit and seeking faction system, so that factions and players can now use this system to form their dream squads and prepare for various in-game tournaments. A fresh batch of faction emblems have also been added, and a new reporting functionality for factions has been implemented. Players can report inappropriate custom content for factions, including names, abbreviations, and announcements. Now for the general updates, we have a new gift feature for friends, so you can gift cosmetics to your friends. Now to gift cosmetics, I believe you have to spend Lattice to send it their way. We did see some of the UI features that were posted online, and you can apparently gift up to 5 gifts per day, so this will be really good for things like giveaways, which I'm sure we can do later on the channel. The career overview page now also supports the selection of specific hero forms, so you can quickly select Vanguard, Strategist, or Duelist, I believe. The rank leaderboard display has been added to the career. The real-time voice chat has been optimized. An interface prompt now appears when you activate voice chat using push to talk. Finally, you now actually know when your push to talk is working. Because honestly, that was so annoying not be able to see when you were talking. So that's honestly probably the biggest change that I'm finding in Season 2. Also in custom games, spectators can now temporarily exit during matches, enabling them to rejoin the action anytime. And a new room host transfer function has been introduced. The current host can right-click on other players to transfer host privileges. So some nice quality of life general updates. Now for the optimization. First of all, on PC, we know there's a big RAM issue with Marvel Rivals, and hopefully there are some fixes for this. So first of all, they're introducing an experimental feature. So this seems to be the first step, a switch shader compilation mode. When activated, shaders will only compile the first time you launch the game after a new version or graphics driver update. This feature can significantly reduce memory usage and minimize in-game stuttering, especially on systems with 16 gigabytes of RAM or less. So that is the main problem with Marvel Rivals PC performance. If you have a computer with only 16 gigabytes of RAM, which a lot of people do, Marvel Rivals pretty much cannot run efficiently. You'll have to upgrade to 32 gigs of RAM. But hopefully in Season 2, turning on this experimental feature, the Switch Shader Compilation Mode, should hopefully fix your performance. Of course, we'll have to test it out on April 11th, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. However, if you're using a CPU with less threads in combination with AMD FSR3 frame generation, you may notice occasional additional stutters with this feature enabled. Please note this is an experimental feature. If you encounter any issues, during use. Our support team is standing by ready to assist. So it is experimental. Definitely read up on it and see if it works for you. And then they've also added support for AMD FSR 4 using an AI accelerated upscaling algorithm to deliver image quality improvements over AMD FSR 3.1. Available exclusively on the AMD Radeon RX 9000 series of graphics cards. So small changes, experimental changes, but it's clear they are working on more permanent fixes, and this is a step in the right direction. For console players though, they've now added a new vertical dead zone sensitivity setting so that players can customize the additional acceleration sensitivity after reaching the vertical dead zone. They've also added an additional sensitivity acceleration delay setting so that you can tailor the delay time for acceleration to kick in after reaching the dead zone. They've also added character movement stick dead zone settings so that players can set the maximum and minimum dead zone values for the joystick controlling character movement, and trigger dead zone settings so that players can now define the trigger depth required for activation, and new player initial setting feature. First-time players will receive a reminder of default sensitivity settings, vibration, and trigger effects upon entering the game, making their introduction as smooth as a superhero landing. And finally, the focus memory optimization. The focus feature has been upgraded to intelligently remember the last position on the screen. So it seems like you're getting a lot more customization for controller support on console. Now for fixes and optimizations, there's a few here. We have some general updates. They've resolved numerous issues related to notifications. They've rectified various text errors. They've fixed an issue in custom game where spectators would incorrectly exit the room. And they fixed a rare occurrence where settings would reset to default upon restarting the game. I heard a lot of people actually saying they had this problem. For maps and modes, they fixed terrain, causing characters to become stuck. They've resolved various issues, including float and broken objects. And they've resolved a rare issue in custom quick match, where on the Midtown map, spawn room transfer could sometimes not work. For the hero bug fixes, Captain America's shield bounce. They've resolved an issue where it couldn't ricochet enemy projectiles while moving backwards. Now it worked as expected. Spectre sightings. They fixed a glitch that sometimes caused abnormal camera angles after being revived by Adam Warlock's ultimate ability. Namor's super soldier shenanigans. On the Hydra super soldier factory map, Namor's ultimate ability could occasionally fail to deal damage when targeting the raising pillars. This issue has been resolved. Winter Soldier's time warp addressed an issue where Bucky would sometimes descend before ascending while unleashing his ultimate ability in unstable network connections. Cloak and Dagger's form flaw. They fixed an issue where Cloak and Dagger sometimes left their character model lingering for a brief moment during the switches. For Iron Fist, they've resolved a rare glitch where Iron Fist would end up floating indefinitely. For Wolverine's ferocious leap, they've fixed a rarely occurring issue where Wolverine's feral leap could leave him stuck in an abnormal state, unable to finish the move. Now Logan can unleash his claws with confidence, and claws and consequences. They've resolved a rare occurrence where being hit by Wolverine's feral leap could render all abilities unusable. And finally, they fixed an issue where the AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT graphics card renders with excessively low brightness. And on console, they fixed a rare issue where raw mouse input settings unexpectedly affected controllers. And they fixed an issue in console matches where there was a chance that button prompts were displayed as keyboard and mouse inputs. So there you go. All of the patch notes for the additional changes coming in the new update. Honestly, a lot of these are quite niche things. A lot of them probably won't really apply or impact you, but I think these are good signs. A lot of nice updates for the start of Season 2, and I think they're going to have regular patches anyway, with potentially weekly or bi-weekly updates, so it looks like any problems in Season 2 should get fixed pretty quickly. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. What are you most excited for Season 2? And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.